The tornado that happened in Abbeville on Friday night, which is the March the 1st. Abbeville is right here. And basically, let me go backwards one or two frames. I have 4 frames that you can see here. First is the super resolution. I'm also going to switch one of these up here. I'm going to move this super res mean velocity. Well, here we are. I'll move this down there. I'm going to show you one more here. Storm relative. So anyway, so let's go backwards one frame here. And what you can see is the time here, 6:10 p.m. on Friday night. And also one other thing I was going to show you. This shows how much there's some wind shear here. So the vertical, we call it the vertical wind shear. It's moderate, so you got to remember this is an area. There's lots of wind shear. So this was reported about 10 after 6. So let me go backwards to about 6 o'clock and set this up. So let me zoom out. We're having areas with lots of wind shear in the area. And the GSP airport is, let me show you where, let's zoom out a little bit more. You can see the GSP here. So let's go down to Abbeville. Let's zoom in to Abbeville for just a minute. And this is the storm. One thing you can see is that this is, the red is, I'm in the upper left corner. Let me switch to single screen. I'll set it up here. So basically what you're seeing, red is going away from the radar site, green is going towards. So what you have is this large scale mesocyclone, which is a spinning storm. And you can see, oops, let me go backwards, that again, this is right before it's 5:58 p.m. You're having, and this is an area you want to watch because this is tight area. You got the red beside the green. So red is going away, green is going towards. Now if you go forward one frame at a time, you can see now we got this bright green. So this is 39 miles per hour heading towards. This is 16 miles per hour heading away. Now if you go to 8, again, you got 20 right next to 40. You got, let's see, you got to turn off the light here. You got right next door to each other. You got 20 going away. You got 46. That's 66 miles per hour a shift. It's going away at 20, heading towards it 46. Let's go one more frame ahead. And this is where I start to see it on the other screens. Again, 25 away, 40, 45, 46 towards that 70 miles per hour spin. As you watch it and you go frame by frame, again, it matures here. We got 45 away, about 20 towards, 15 after, and you'll see it's short-lived. Let's see, 17 after, you got what, 26 and 46. So that's 72 miles per hour difference in a small area. You go a couple more frames, you see less of a distinction now. It's not so tight down here. One more frame, and you'll see that by 24 after, the tight frame that you had has disappeared. I'll show that one more time. You also see it on the other frame. See, it's now beginning to lose its form. All right, so let's go to this one. Now, this is interesting. The second one is called storm relative mean velocity. What this does is it looks at the direction and the speed of the storm. And they take the wind speed and you minus the speed of the storm. So this is what the winds would be going towards and away if the storm was sitting still. So it kind of compensates for the direction and the speed of the storm. And some of the time it may be hard to tell if you have a couplet, the red and the green together. And this is really good. And you can see, let me go backwards till about, when does it start? Right before 6 o'clock. Okay. Okay, let's go back. Okay, so here's a loop. Now here you can see there's the storm. See here it's going away at 20 knots, and here it's going towards 20 knots. That's 40 knots. That's about 45 miles per hour. You have this spin. Now it gets a little bit more pronounced as you go frame by frame. Now, this is where you get them side by side. Minus 10 plus 26. That's 36 miles per hour difference. As you can see that you do have a couple. Let me get a little bit more clear. Right about 10 after 6 here. Now, it's 10 after 6. It's very clear on this screen. This is plus 26. This is minus 26. That's 52 knots. That's about 60 miles per hour shift. And in the center, it's calm. See here? This is the center of the tornado. It's 0 knots. So if the storm was sitting still, this would be going, going towards the radar beam, or the radar site, 26 knots, about 30 miles per hour. So it's 30 miles away, 30 miles. So this is spinning, not very fast. Now you can go forward 1 frame, and let's go here 6. Okay, so again you got a pretty good thing here. Again, you get plus 26, minus 26. So it's beginning to collapse. You can see that nice red, green side by side. You still have it here. What is about 19 after, minus 26, plus 26 again, and it's kind of a little bit in the middle. Let's go a little bit further. That's 19 after. See now we go backward 1 frame. Also here you see these bright greens. Again, that's going to fade with 1 frame. See that bright green stuff? It's getting a little bit less obvious. The storm is beginning. Not storm. The twister is beginning to collapse. It's not getting so tightly wound. No, it's beginning to it's still spinning, but as you can see, the high speed winds are far apart. This is going away at 10 knots. This is going towards 26 knots. So this tightness, again, it's kind of now calm here. It's too big to be the inside of a funnel cloud. And again, you go 1 more frame in it, and again, on both screens, it's kind of obvious that it's beginning to fall apart. Now let's go backwards. Let's go till we get to the beginning, 6 o'clock. Now let's pull up all 4 screens. Let me center it, and let's go forward a little bit here. So let's go 5 after. Now if you see, let me zoom in a little bit here. Now this one is very interesting. Let me go back 1 frame. I'm going to go down to right here and right here. So in the bottom 2 screens, again, you can see this here is a differential reflectivity. What you need to know about this is that when you have hail, it doesn't reflect the same as rain that's right around it. So this storm is showing you right here, there's some hail. So it's a pretty strong storm. Let's go forward. And again, you got the couplets here. You got 26 plus and 10 minus. And again, the hail seems to be on the southwest side of the storm. So this is really strong. It's peaking at about 10 after. So let's go to the next frame, which will be 8 after. Again, the couplet here. You got, there's the center of the tornado. This is the other end. Again, if you go to the center, where's the hail? It's to the west and to the south. So again, when you do 1 more frame, 10 after it's fully mature, you can see it here. So you are, again, this is the mature storm. So you can see the differential. And this is something down here on the super res spectral width. Same thing. It's looking at the speed of the particles within the storm. This one is the differential reflectivity. So now it's 10 after 6. The storm is maturing about 14 after. Again, you can see these things are, again, this is here. This is over here. Man, this is a classic storm. It's not, it's a F0. It's a EF0 storm, mind you. But as you can see, again, this is the 15 after. Still well developed. The center is beginning to collapse, but the center of the funnel cloud is beginning to become more of a rope cloud now. It's really collapsing. But if you can see on the previous screen, this is the center of the storm. That's the center of the funnel cloud. And as you can see, it's beginning to die down. Again, this is still somewhat of a funnel cloud, but it's high off the ground now. And as you can see on all the screens, let me zoom out a little bit. It's dying a little bit. It's still a strong storm, no doubt about it, but it's beginning to lose its characteristics as a tight funnel cloud. And you can see how all this is compact. Now, this will also show you if there's some flying debris. This will make these things light up. If there's anything besides precipitation, if there's wood chips, pieces of metal, plastic, those things are much bigger than a raindrop or a hail. So anytime a funnel cloud will touch ground, you get these differential reflectivities. And so on this screen, this is when it's at its peak, about 10 to 15 after. It's about a 5 to 10 minute a tornado. This is when it's really tight and kicking up a lot of debris. As you go through time, the debris field begins to widen, so it's beginning to become weakened. As you go through time, you can see it becomes less pronounced. And it's, as you can see, it's basically, I'll hit play, and you can see, I'll use my cursor to show you. Let me zoom out where the path is. The path is right here, just north of Abbeville. This is where it went. I'll leave my cursor alone. This is where it made the touchdown. Thank you for this video today. Thank you so much.